CNBC's Hadley Gamble in Munich. She just spoke with Ukraine's foreign minister by phone this morning. I want to get straight over to her. Hadley, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Andrew. Essentially what I heard from the foreign minister in that exclusive conversation from the tarmac as he was getting set to fly back to Ukraine from Washington, he said this is an attack on the world order. He also called on Western nations to fiercely, and that was his word, to fiercely isolate Russia. He said that's the only way forward at this point. This is a man who's called multiple times in interviews with me over the last couple of months for the world, the West, the United States, the EU, NATO to impose sanctions before President Putin were able to get those troops on the ground and to get them moving into Ukraine. And unfortunately, that has not occurred. Now, what we saw earlier in the week, as you know, sanctions, but not quite what the Ukrainians were hoping for. The Ukrainian foreign minister this morning saying, listen, what we want now are heavy sanctions imposed by the West and the immediate removal of Russia from the SWIFT system. He also told me that when it comes to Ukraine, what they really need right now are more heavy weapons. And they also need continued financial assistance. They need more commitments from the West, from the United States, in terms of basically keeping the lights on at this point. Now, all of this, of course, comes just a few days after I had a conversation with OPEC Plus ministers. At that time, I was sitting in Cairo. That was last Monday. And I said to His Excellency, Suhail al-Masroui, the UAE oil minister, does OPEC Plus have a plan if Russia decides to invade Ukraine? And he essentially said, we have no indication that that's actually going to happen. And at the same point, we also have no way to make up for the shortfall of Russian oil if that does actually occur. So all of that has got to be weighing on oil prices now at this point, and lots of questions, frankly, about what the OPEC Plus ministers are hearing from their counterparts in Russia and what this could continue to mean going forward. I also want to mention within that conversation, essentially, the foreign minister, he was originally supposed to be in Washington for meetings and then go to the UN in New York to plead the Ukrainians' case before the Security Council. Obviously, he had to change plans very quickly. He's en route right now to Istanbul. Istanbul, of course, he can't get a flight to Kyiv because they've cut all of the flights. So he's going to literally have to go to another country and get across the border by car. So high drama, frankly, for this foreign minister as he heads back home, guys.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.